What is happening in the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Yesterday, the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, met with Vladimir Putin in St. Petersburg and they discussed this. And one of the things that he mentioned there was that the Wagner militia, which had agreed to move into Belarus, they are in the center of the city, and he also added that they are itching for a fight. They want to go into Poland and fight with Poland. This is something that Lukashenko was jokingly saying, or was he saying it seriously? One doesn't know, but it could be a part of a misinformation campaign, because what happened after that, and I'm just going to show you the geographical lay of the land in just one moment. So this is Belarus, and it is smack in the middle of 4 or 5 countries. You can see Lithuania, you can see to the left Poland, south of Belarus, that is Ukraine, and you can see to the east and north of Belarus, that is Russia. So Putin is claiming now that Ukraine's counteroffensive has failed miserably. Ukraine hasn't said a word. We also saw that the United States is sort of moving a little bit away from Zelensky from the looks of it. One doesn't understand where the dynamics between those two are, as to why US appears to be distancing itself from Zelensky after allegedly going and telling China to stop all exports to Russia. So if China had stopped all exports to Russia, then what happens to Russia's needs? How long will Russia hang in without the export of just about everything from China? So you have all these different equations, and then in this mix, you have to see also the trip of Kissinger to China. Is this something that was done at the behest of Xi Jinping, or was it done because Kissinger wanted to insert himself into this? He's 100 years old. He can, he walks with difficulty. At 100 years of age, you need to even have an entourage with medical, team along with you just in case something goes wrong. So what really happened there? Why was that flight needed? Who called whom over? Or did Kissinger go on his own? My gut feeling tells me that it was China who invited him. Perhaps China wants to go back to the glory days of the early 70s when Kissinger opened the doors of China to United States. We don't know that part. So you have that dynamic going on one side. On the other side now, Belarus's president is saying that the Wagner militia are itching to move into Poland. Now, when anyone sets foot on Poland, that becomes a NATO issue. That means it's going to be the entire might of NATO breathing down on the Wagner militia as well as the Russian army. So that's a dangerous move. So will they just do a lot of saber rattling and stop short of actually doing the moving, or will they actually carry through? Well, just to be safe, Poland now has moved some of its troops to its border with Belarus, and Poland also is making sounds that it might preemptively come into Ukraine to save the western Ukraine. Remember, I told you about the Dnipro River. To the right of it is Greek Orthodox. In terms of religion, to the left of it is mostly Catholic. That used to be Poland at one point of time. So we don't know where these things are going. The truth lies somewhere in between all these things, claims and counterclaims. What is the real truth? We don't know. On top of all this, natural gas prices are going down very, very fast. They're down by 70% from last year. Why? Well, Russia stopped its natural gas exports to Western Europe, thinking that that would bring the Western Europe to its knees. Unfortunately for them, it was a mild winter, and whatever demand that was needed, the United States was able to supply. In fact, now one of the terminals that used to supply LNG, which was down for about a year, is back online now, Freeport Terminal in United States. So it can easily supply the needs of Western Europe. Take that in addition with the economy in China, which is slowing down very, very visibly, which means China doesn't need as much LNG as it used to. Remember, China's primary use for LNG is not cooking, it's for generating electricity. You can generate electricity using LNG also. So these are all in play right now. So Russia has lost one card, in my opinion, that is being able to use the West, being able to use the LNG card to beat the West with. That is out. Now they are also trying to do some saber rattling for Ukraine, trying to prevent them from shipping their produce to countries in the African continent. That's going to hurt one small set of people, but where will the Ukrainians take their wheat? They need the money for that. So that's now going to be another challenge that's coming up. A lot of things happening. This war could just suddenly stop, for all you know. So we don't know. Maybe that's what Kissinger and Xi Jinping were talking about, setting the terms for a ceasefire. I have no idea, guys. But all it is there's a lot of talk in the air. Just wait for a few days and you will know the answer. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on